Shabby Chic Decor offers a unique way to blend vintage charm with rustic elegance, making it perfect for those who want to bring a cozy, time-worn feeling to their country cottage. Achieving this aesthetic is all about layering textures, adding soft colors, and mixing old with new in a way that feels effortless and lived in. If you're looking to create that perfect shabby chic vibe in your country cottage, this guide will walk you through every essential detail. Soft, muted color palette. A signature aspect of shabby chic decor is the use of soft, muted tones. Think of gentle pastels like blush pink, dusty blue, mint green, and creamy white. These colors create a serene and welcoming atmosphere, evoking a sense of calm and nostalgia. To start, focus on your walls. Soft white or light gray can serve as a perfect base, allowing your furniture and accessories to stand out. In a country cottage, you might also consider adding paneling or beadboard for extra texture. For the ultimate shabby chic look, even the wooden furniture or built-ins can be painted in these muted tones with a slight distressed finish for an added touch of character. Distressed and upcycled furniture. One of the most defining features of shabby chic decor is the use of distressed, weathered furniture. This vintage look can be achieved by upcycling old pieces or giving newer items a distressed makeover. The key is to choose furniture that has visible wear and tear, as if it has lived a long, storied life. Start with your larger furniture pieces like the dining table or a cozy armchair. Opt for items made of natural materials like wood or metal and focus on pieces that have an aged appearance. If you can't find authentically aged items, don't worry. You can create this look yourself by sanding down certain areas of the furniture to reveal layers of paint, or by using chalk paint in soft shades to create that well-worn finish. For a country cottage feel, mix and match different types of distressed furniture. Pair a chipped, vintage wooden table with elegant, slightly worn, upholstered chairs. This contrast between rustic and refined is what gives shabby chic its unique appeal. Vintage fabrics and linens. Shabby chic decor shines when it comes to textiles. Vintage fabrics and linens are a must-have for creating that soft, inviting, and layered look. The key here is to focus on materials that feel cozy and have a bit of texture. Think cotton, linen, and even crochet. Start with your bedding and cushions. Layer the bed with mismatched quilts, floral throws, and embroidered pillowcases. You can mix different patterns like faded florals, polka dots, and delicate lace. Keep everything within the same color palette of pastels and neutrals to avoid overwhelming the space. In the living room, drape soft throws over armchairs and couches and use vintage slipcovers on furniture for a relaxed and worn-in appearance. Don't be afraid to incorporate slightly faded or patched fabrics. They add to the charm of shabby chic's imperfect beauty. Antique finds and flea market treasures. Incorporating unique vintage items is essential for achieving a shabby chic look. Flea markets, antique shops, and even thrift stores are gold mines for finding one-of-a-kind pieces that will add charm to your country cottage. Look for items that show signs of age, like a chipped ceramic vase, a tarnished silver tray, or an old-fashioned mirror with a patina. These imperfections tell a story and add to the overall nostalgic feel of the decor. A few key flea market finds can include antique picture frames, worn books, and weathered candle holders. These small details are what make the space feel personalized and filled with history. You can also incorporate vintage china, teapots, or mismatched dishes in your kitchen or dining room to continue the shabby chic theme throughout the home. Adding nature and fresh elements, shabby chic decor naturally lends itself to bringing the outdoors in. Floral patterns are a big part of the aesthetic, but incorporating real plants and flowers can elevate the vintage look even further. Place potted plants in distressed pots on windowsills or side tables, and use fresh flowers to add a pop of color and life to your space. Old enamel jugs, mason jars, or vintage watering cans make perfect vases. If you have a garden, take advantage of the seasonal blooms and bring them inside to add that fresh countryside feel. Even dried flowers can work beautifully in a shabby chic cottage. Lavender, for example, not only looks charming but also adds a pleasant scent to the home. Hang dried flower bunches from rustic hooks or place them in antique vases for a whimsical cottage feel, creating a cozy, lived-in atmosphere. Ultimately, shabby chic decor is about creating a home that feels lived in and full of character. You want your country cottage to be a place where family and friends can gather, relax, and enjoy the comfort of a well-loved space. Adding nature and fresh elements, shabby chic decor naturally lends itself to bringing the outdoors in. Floral patterns are a big part of the aesthetic, but incorporating real plants and flowers can elevate the vintage look even further. Place potted plants in distressed pots on windowsills or side tables, and use fresh flowers to add a pop of color and life to your space. Old enamel jugs, mason jars, or vintage watering cans make perfect vases. If you have a garden, take advantage of the seasonal blooms and bring them inside to add that fresh countryside feel. Even dried flowers can work beautifully in a